And if you're getting paid for it, that's even better.
Of course, yes. Today, Shikha Shetty is known by the Chief Foodie Officer.
Correct.
So adapting to change is the most important thing, and change is not constant.
Yeah. So today here we have with us the Chief Foodie Officer, aka Shikha Shetty, at the Wit Chat show. So Shikha, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great and super excited and kicked about everything.
So I guess this is like a new experience for you, right? So are you like nervous? What is going on in your mind?
So honestly, there are so many mixed feelings of nervousness and excitement, and just the whole fun of narrating your own journey is overall very exciting. So it's a mixed feeling.
Okay. And like I spoke with you backstage as well. So like I've seen you have this like ever ready, get go attitude. So like how do you keep up with that? Like how do you keep that constant in your life? Because you're a very bubbly person that way.
Right. So I think food is something which keeps changing. It doesn't get monotonous like I was talking to you. And the best part is that food is such a thing that keeps me going because it's so different, it's versatile, and I'm just very happy because this is my pure passion and I love talking about food, eating it, experimenting with it, and what's better.
We all do that.
Yes.
And if you're getting paid for it, that's even better.
Of course, yes.
Okay. I also wanted to know that you recently had like a career shift, like you were working with Veramoda and now you've quit your job and you're doing this as a full-time thing. So how are you managing, your work life, and like how is the balance now?
So honestly, after my MBA, I've always been in the corporate world.
Yeah.
And at that time when I started Chief Foodie Officer, getting into it full time just because of pure passion was slightly difficult. So all throughout this journey, I was balancing between my corporate job and my page. And when I thought, okay, this is the time where I cannot devote my time and justify my corporate job, that's when I got into a full-time blogger. And can I tell you, while it sounds so fancy, it's a huge responsibility because every single day you got to add value to the people who are following you.
Correct.
So so imagine if I go to a restaurant and I review a outlet and someone actually goes there based on my recommendation.
Correct.
And they have a bad experience. So while you see that okay, it's just a restaurant review that you're visiting,
the responsibility
it holds a lot
of on your shoulder.
Responsibility and value. You have to give back something because clearly people are following you for food. They want something new every day. So every day is a challenge. Every day you have to go with what is trending on a social media platform and evolve naturally and eventually. So so it's a lot of pressure also, and you have to keep yourself in real time, not only today but every day is a changing environment.
Correct.
So coming back to your question, while corporate life was great, but here the responsibility is solely on you to justify what you want to do in the food space altogether.
Yeah. And also I think it gives you that sort of identity, right? Like,
of course, I think today Shikha Shetty is known by the Chief Foodie Officer.
Correct.
So it's given a whole different identity, and more than identity, I think people now have started accepting that and relating to me. So that itself is a huge thing that okay, people consider you as an influencer in the food category altogether.
Correct.
So that's a huge push and motivation.
Yeah. Okay. So speaking about push and the highs in life, we also have lows in our life, right? The bad times. How do you sail through? Like how do you manage to keep yourself going?
So I think bad times as such is a part of everybody's routine and life. Be it your corporate job or your college or your schools, everybody has their own set of tension and worries.
Correct.
And speaking clearly, since I am in the influencer space altogether as a full-time person, There's too much of pressure because each time you're posting something on a platform, not only your audience but you have a larger network of people that see it.
Correct.
So sometimes it just gets very overwhelming to see hate comments and so much in that space. But that's what I told you earlier. Every day is different and that's the best part. But when pressure gets to me, I think I just shut everything and calm down and I'm back to it. So I think people have to just accept it, that pressure is a part of life and you've got to just sail through it smoothly and understand that it's not going to run at a sail thing. It's just going to be very...
It's not going to be stagnant.
It's going to be rocky in short.
Correct.
So that's about it.
Okay. And also speaking about, you have given a bunch of interviews before for various, platforms. Various publications. So I just wanted to know, I think you quoted in one of them that there is a lot more than what meets the eye, and people keep seeing this as a hobby or something that you're passionate about, but it's actually a career, and I'm pretty sure you face a lot of negativity also around it.
Okay. So when I started, in 2017, at that time food blogging as such was not a full-time career.
Correct.
Besides, not too many people knew about it also.
Right.
So if I tell my parents or my grandparents that I have a platform like this, they'd be pretty clueless about it.
Yeah.
So at that time it was very difficult to make people understand about, okay, I'm a food influencer, whatever.
Yeah.
But now with time, I just think that people have understood the market really well. Coming back to your question,
I wanted to ask, how do you deal with the negativity, say people, even may say somebody in your family or your close friends, etc., they might make comments about it, or they might feel like, oh, this is not a real career, etc., because
I just think
people tend to face that. So
I just think that if you're truly passionate about something and you genuinely have a passion for something, you should just begin somewhere, because no matter if you do good or bad, people will talk.
Right.
But food, for example, is my passion, and 1,000 things people told me, you're leaving your corporate job and getting into the food space. But I just knew that I was very confident that okay, this is the core of my business, and I also think that if you have a pure passion somewhere, the core of your business would change with time. You will get clarity, you will progress, the model will get enhanced.
Correct.
So I just think that if you really are liking something or you're passionate about some space, just start, because negativity is all around. Then you cannot function in this world if you're not.
You focus on the negative side.
Right.
Correct. Okay. And you also mentioned that you started pretty early, like in 2017, when this was probably not even like a profession back then. So I'm just curious to know, how did this start? What brought about the Chief Foodie Officer?
Okay. So I've always been inclined
towards food. Yeah.
And along with my corporate job, I still love taking food pictures. So while everybody used to love to eat out, for me it was that. But I used to always be very observant about the presentation, taste, about clicking a particular picture from various angles to see what best I can enhance the look. And slowly I just thought that okay, with my corporate job, why not exhibit my food journey to a larger audience? And at that time social media just was picking up. A platform like Instagram was just coming up. So for me, consistency really helped, because I was very clear that every day I'm going to have a new picture on my page. So it was consistency and every day being active on a platform like this. So that really helped me slowly, then your followers increase. Suddenly your friends say that okay, this content works, this doesn't work. So all of that helped me basically evolve into this journey. So consistency has been my key from the very start, first day, That's helped me a lot.
Okay, and lastly, I also want to conclude by asking you, what does the future hold for your page?
So clearly my answer is I don't know the future. Reason, I'm going to justify this, because when I was working in corporate, I'd always knew that somewhere I'd be a good management student, but I didn't know what I wanted to do with my career. Clearly, I knew one thing, that you should be focused about what you're doing, but in an evolving market like a social media platform, it keeps changing every day.
Yeah.
So when you're saying long term, obviously, and a natural answer is that I want to post unique recipes, go to different kinds of restaurants, but adapt and align myself to what the market demands. For example, if something is trending on social media, of course I'm not going to go and follow it word to word, but tweak it according to my way in terms of food.
Correct.
So adapting to change is the most important thing, and change is not constant.
Yeah.
So that's about it.
Okay, that's wonderful. Now we have a small round called the Wit Fire round, which is like a rapid fire.
Interesting.
Okay? So I'll be asking you questions and you can quickly answer them.
Okay, go for it.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So, what are the last 2 apps on your phone that
In short, and Instagram.
In short,
In
what
short
are you using?
is the video editing
Yeah,
app.
I got that.
So that was the last thing, because while I was getting here, I was editing my final video.
Working on the go.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in short, and obviously Instagram is like a given.
Okay. What was the last thing that you searched on your phone?
I was searching a quote actually.
Okay.
So that was it. A marketing quote that I was searching.
Okay.
So my Google history shows that quote basically.
Marketing quote. Alright. Do you remember the quote?
Not really, yeah.
And that's
I opened Google, scrolled through 100, and then I said, okay, I think I should make my own quote.
You should make your own way through life
Definitely.
also. Yeah. Okay. And if you had to describe yourself in one word, the first word that comes to your mind?
Bubbly, like you said.
Bubbly. So I
got the idea from you.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. And what comes to mind when I say the word success? What is success to you?
What you define success as?
Okay.
Success means different to different people.
Right.
Coming and talking to you is a success for me. So it can be as smaller or larger. So for me, success
It's a
is what
success for
you
me too.
define. Great.
My last question would be, if you had an invisible cloak, what would you do or where would you go?
I traveled the whole world and tried different kind of cuisines
Okay.
and just speed up the entire process. What I plan
Okay.
to do in the long run.
In the long run.
So I think that's the best thing. What better than that?
Yeah.
I mean, align my food interest with travel. Not catching flights, but just jumping directly to a place.
All right. Now we also have this hamper for you.
How cool is that? And I see
From
it's
Chan.
something related to tea,
Yeah.
which is just perfect. Thank you so much.